morning. I hope that you're having a great Friday today. We have had an interesting week at my house, and I kind of feel like this guy right here. Do you sometimes have those days and those weeks? Well, this is especially funny to us because we have chickens. Chickens are very near and dear to our hearts. But anyway, it's coming up on a 3-day weekend, and I hope that you're going to take some time off on Monday and do something fun with your family and celebrate. Did you hear the big news at schoolhouseteachers.com? We have expanded our holiday and seasonal center. Since we have holiday coming up Monday, I wanted to show you some of the great things that we have. We have over 300 new resources, and that includes 30 holidays. These would be great to incorporate into your daily routine or to take a day off from your daily routine before a holiday comes up. Now, I wasn't always the greatest about incorporating interesting holiday projects before the holidays come because it was so hard to find anything. I would have to search and look, and this way at schoolhouseteachers.com, everything is right there for you at your fingertips. You don't have to search. You just click the link and find what you want. Now, today, we're going to look at first resources, and we go down here to Focus Learning Centers, and it's going to show us this page right here, Seasonal Resources. Now, if I go to Holiday and Seasonal, we're going to look at fall here a little bit later on in the year because there's some neat things on there too. But if I push Holiday and Seasonal, I'm going to go back up here. And the first one, it has, like I said, 30 holidays. But the first one we're going to look at is Valentine's Day. There's lots of things over here to do. You can, here's a bunch of things, heart-themed lessons. They have different books, and they have some Shakespeare activities. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Chocolate economics, that sounds fun and interesting. Principal heart-themed games, and the music, they take you to My Funny Valentine. So this is all the stuff on the site that it takes you to the link to find it. Also, a tasty Valentine's Day recipe. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is President's Day. There's tons of stuff for that here. That has everyday copy work. It takes you to some things from the U.S. presidents, things that they have said. Has all kinds of adventures with books and different things. But the neat thing I want to show you, when it says click for still more resources, this is the new stuff right here. So if we click on that, it's going to take us to a whole other section, and with a ton of activities here for President's Day. So if we want some fast facts, we can look here about the different presidents. A writing prompt, if I were president. There's presidential accomplishments. If you go down, there's some games, President Day bingo. There's coloring pages, and I have copied something here for you. Here's a worksheet. See, it says President's Day missing consonant blends and digraphs. There's all kinds of different worksheets like that that you can just put in there to remind your kids that it's President's Day and to do something a little extra fun. There's word scrambles, there's writing prompts. This is a neat activity here. What did he mean when he said? And it takes you to some presidents and some quotes that they have, like this is Ronald Reagan. Peace is not absence of conflict. It is the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. I picked that one because I think it's really appropriate in today's world, but it kind of gets the child thinking about what they meant. And so it's not just a rote activity, it's a thinking activity. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is Independence Day. There's a lot of things on that. See, it has ABC with Me. We've looked at that before, and that has has some Founding Fathers lessons in there. Adventures with Books. The Age of Revolution is in there. It's basically about the American Revolution, so all of that applies. Has several classes in here that are specifically about the American Revolution. It has art techniques, and it takes you to an Independence Day oil pastel. Now, you can do copy work for 4th of July. You can do a unit study on Let Freedom Ring. There's Stories of Great Americans for Little Americans, and they have a writing about Paul Revere's Ride by Longfellow. Now, if you click here on Still More Resources, it's going to take you to some more things. So we have, look here. We have fact cards, we have a timeline, we have an activity sheet. It tells you how to do fireworks in a jar science experiment. And that is with oil and water and food coloring. It's really pretty cool. You can do a lantern craft. There's reading comprehension, salt painting. You can make patriotic sugar cookies. And there's a smoothie recipe. There's also some writing paper if you just want to do your regular writing on some red, white, and blue paper. This was something neat that I printed out. It's a Declaration of Independence edition cryptic codes. So here you, which member of the Committee of Five drafted the Declaration of Independence but did not sign it? So you do the little math activities and it shows you what the name is there. It's all kinds of fun stuff. And then at the bottom here, there's Independence reading comprehension. What did he mean when he said? Some more of those activities. And the next thing we're going to look at is Labor Day, since that's coming up here. All right, Labor Day. We need to make sure that our kids understand what Labor Day is. A lot of people think that it's a patriotic holiday, but it's really about the common working men and women. So this has the ABC What Will I Be, and it has 26 jobs for little ones to explore, all about careers, community helpers. There's coloring books, everyday copy work. And this one here, the Kindergarten Social Studies, it's a really neat one. You can take a whole week if you want to, and it shows you how to identify helpers in the community. And the next thing they do is have you write thank you notes and express your appreciation. We've done that before. We made like a Mexican feast and took it to the firefighters who lived down the road from us. I know that they appreciate that kind of stuff. So back to this. There's all kinds of monthly book lists. There's reading. This is the different sections that they have: civics and entrepreneurship and work ethic. There's also a writing prompt, I Hear America Singing by Walt Whitman. Now, the next one, since it's coming up also, I want to look at is Grandparents' Day. See, if I click here for printables, it takes me to a whole other section. And we're going to look at Grandparents' Day here down at the bottom. You can print off these notebook pages and have your child write down what they think about Granddad or Grandma or Granny, whatever you call it. And they can make an acrostic poem. They can make a bookmark. There's also an interview activity sheet where they can take a list of questions and go interview their grandparents. Lots of cool things on that one. Now, the next thing I want to look at is Patriot Day, or September 11th. I know that's a very sad time, but it's important that we remember these kind of things, and you can choose what's appropriate to do with your kid. But stepping through history, there's a lesson in that one. But if you click for the additional resources, it takes you to a much larger selection. And you can even make a fire truck paper model. There's a fact file. And here's something that I printed out to kind of show what happened. It's a ground zero map. It tells exactly what happened with the planes. It's just interesting to give a perspective on it. They also have some quizzes and discussion questions and a timeline. And so you can decide what's appropriate to talk about with your child. And one of the other things that's on here I think is neat is what makes a hero. Because there were lots of heroes involved in the tragedy on September 11th. So we need to remember that. But I encourage you, that's all we're going to look at today. I encourage you to go and look at, there's tons of stuff that they've added. Like I said, over 300. There's stuff about St. Patrick's Day. and Black History Month, Palm Sunday, Arbor Day. So everything within our website is sectioned off and located for you under the specific holiday. So you can find anything that you want to. And I hope that this has been helpful to you. We encourage you to enjoy your holiday season and use schoolhouseteachers.com to help you. Thank you. Have a great day.